Hey, this is Words Manifest, and you know what I do, man? As you can see, I'm driving around Kuala Lumpur again, but yeah, I do feel like I need to clarify myself a little bit, because in my last two Crosstown traffic posts, I've been really bitchy about traffic in KL, rain in KL, and all that shit. But for real, I mean, I'm not sure if you know this, my close friends know this, of course. I love driving around Kuala Lumpur, and I love Kuala Lumpur, period. My only caveat is that it needs to be after dark, and there shouldn't be all that many cars on the road. And I know that's a lot to ask for from Kuala Lumpur as a city, but it really does provide a much more rewarding driving experience when there aren't so many fucking cars on the road. And KL is one of those cities where you can get lost and not feel lost. I mean, unless of course you're panicky and paranoid and you always feel lost and you're dizzy firefly. But yeah, I would say this to people who aren't familiar yet with KL roads: get lost, and I mean that in the nicest way possible. But if you don't get that, then just fucking get lost. Kuala Lumpur is a city where if you miss one turning, you can always find 17 of the turnings to get where you're going. And on the way, you'll see and find a lot of really interesting places where you can just like stop and do whatever. I mean, I'm a bit of a photography buff, so yeah. I mean, I'm constantly, after 31 and a half years of living in this city, I'm constantly finding out new places where, wow, this place is like very photographable, photogenic, whatever. And yeah, that's KL for you. Plus, KL ring roads act like rings on a cross section of a tree. If you start out from the city center, the real old school city center, which is Jalan Tengku Dharma and Masjid Jami and all that, and move in concentric circles, you'll find that the ring roads around KL are many, and they've been added on since independence or even before that. In fact, that road that runs past Bukit Sriaman and goes through the MCPA, the Malaysian Chinese People's Association building, and Daibumi. And that's one of the earliest ring roads that KL has ever had as a city. Meaning, back in the day, that was the extreme boundaries of KL city. You might find that laughable now, but that's because you're an idiot. Now, I would have to say that the ring road that surrounds Greater KL would be what, the NKVE and the NKSE? No, the SKVE. Yeah, right. So yeah, I mean, it's history while you drive. Speaking of which, that's the Parliament building, which is fucking ugly, if you ask me. But nobody asked me. So, yeah, anyway, all I wanted to say was, I love driving around KL, and if you don't, then there's something wrong with you, because KL is a great city to drive in. And no disrespect to Singapore, but yeah, I love Singapore. I love walking around Singapore, but I've driven around Singapore twice or three times, and yeah, I mean, you guys have it bad. I'm sorry. Plus, you have to pay a toll without even passing a toll booth, so you don't even know you're paying a toll, and that's just evil. You guys are an evil island. I love you guys, but your island is evil. It's like Dr. Moreau owns it. Anyway, I'm gonna start driving for real now before someone hits me, or I hit someone, or I fall off a cliff, even though KL doesn't have any cliffs because we're a valley and not a mountain and shit. But yeah, this is Worst Manifest signing off. Have a good night, drive safe, get lost.